Hey guys, now in today's video we're taking a look at the EUFY OMNI S1 PRO. And this is one of the most unique vacuum mop robots that we've reviewed on the channel that is going to actually amaze you. And I have to say it at the very beginning of this video, this is the one to buy. Let's go ahead and check out the EUFY OMNI S1 PRO. Now the EUFY OMNI S1 PRO is a powerful vac mop combo. And it has a design that we haven't seen before. It's ultra compact and it's packed with features. First of all, from a vacuum perspective, it has an 8,000 PA capability, which is going to be in line with what you would find in a top performing vacuum. Now, one of the things that it has that I haven't seen in any other vacuum is a always clean roller mop. Most vacuums, when they're cleaning and they have these either rotating heads, or they've seen some that have kind of like a rotating, almost like a treadmill underneath them, basically have to go back to the docking station to clean themselves as they go on your floor, which means that when they go in, they start cleaning, inevitably they're going to be carrying some of that dirt with them until they clean out the mop, until it says, hey, the mop is dirty. In this case, the EUFY is continually clean, so it's not spreading any kind of dirt throughout your floor after it picks it up. It's doing this at 170 RPMs and also has this 3D MatrixEye technology, which is similar to that found in drones, which is going to give it ultra precision. That means that, if you think about cables, obstacles in your home, it's going to navigate extremely well, and we're going to see that in our tests. It also has something I'd never seen before, and that is a sterilization process, an ozone sterilization process that's going to eliminate, again, 99.9% of the germs on your roller. You literally see, as soon as you power this guy up, you see the water, the clean water, being ionized or sterilized so that you can actually have a cleaner, germ-free environment as the robot is cleaning. You'll see this. It's super cool. 131 degrees hot air dry, which means that you're not going to have a smelly roller, which means you won't have smelly floors, which also means that you're not going to have germs on your floors either. It also, if you have a floor that is a combo of both, let's say mop, hardwood floor, and then carpeting where you want to vacuum, it has a 12 millimeter lift, auto lift. So as soon as it sees the carpet, it lifts itself up so that the mop roller doesn't deposit any liquid on your surface of your carpet. So no wet carpet, which is fantastic. You also then have this true course mapping that is going to basically map your house faster than ever before, and it also has auto detergent capabilities. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see it in action, and you'll see why I'm so excited about this robot. Now, the very first thing you're going to notice about this cleaning solution is that it's very different from any of the other robot vac combos that we've seen on the market, particularly the design. So everything is in this vertical stack as opposed to being side by side. Typically what you see in many of the designs is you have a clean water tank and a dirty water tank side by side, and then that's going to be wider. In this case, you have everything in the single stack. Also, typically on those that are side by side, you do have your dust collector somewhere here where you can remove in this area. The design here is a little bit different. So what you have is your clean water tank here, you have your dirty water tank in the back, and then what you can do is you can remove things just by lifting like this. So this is your clean water tank. You'll notice that it has inside of it this ring, and you're going to see how this ring is going to work in a little bit. Basically, this is going to go through a purification process, a cleaning process that is, you'll see it light up. There's like some little bubbles that will go through, and it's just going to make sure that you have clean water, tap water, that is going to be very germ-free, right? I think they claim up to 99.9%. And then in this same area, what you have is a compartment, and we're going to go ahead and open this up over here. Open this up. You have your compartment that is going to be for your dustbin. So let me show you what you have in there. So you can see that's where you have your dust. So this comes off, and you'll be able to, again, change that if you have to. Now, the other thing I don't have installed right here is my detergent. So you can actually put a detergent module here, and then it's going to automatically dose the detergent for the robot. One of the things I wish they had, which I don't see, is I wish that that detergent module was something that could be user refilled. And I've seen more and more of the robots have a solution in place where the detergent module itself that doses the water is something that you can add your own detergent and it will dose it automatically. That's not the case with this robot, at least from what I can see. Now in the back, and we're going to lift this up too, this is your dirty water tank. And I'll tell you, I'm one of those guys that doesn't take plastic off. I'm going to go ahead and take off the plastic so that you can see this. So this is dirty. This is really dirty. There's a lot of dirt here. All right, so you can see this is dirty, and this has nothing to do with the actual tint. So take a look at how that is inside. You see that? That is dirty. And this basically sits in the back. I'll tell you this. I would actually recommend that you empty this out after every use because it does start to smell. Now, the cool thing about it is inside of this container, there's no smell. There's no leakage of smell, but it does do it. Now, when you remove all these components, I just want to show you something. It does have this display right here. You can see this display. Basically, is going to tell you everything about what's going on in the unit. So you're going to watch. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Dirty water tank installed. So you get this message, dirty water tank is installed. It does indicate that the clean water tank is not present. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Clean water tank installed. Right? And then you'll notice here how this ring lights up. And this is that ozone system that I'm talking about. And it kind of like you see some stuff going on as it's powering up, and the ozone is working on the water itself. The tank itself has this little side right here where you can refill it, right? And then obviously in the back, it's easy to empty. Now, the docking station on this guy is a little bit different. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and remove the robot here for a second. And we're going to put this right here. There's a couple things going on here. First of all, you're going to see these holes here. Oh, and he wants to go. Let's go ahead and lift them. Now, there's a couple things going on here in the docking station. You'll notice here that you have, these are intakes, right? This is basically going to empty out the robot so that you have your dirty water gets removed, as well as your debris that has collected in the dustbin gets removed. So you have these two that support those type of activities. Now you do have a tray here in the back, and as soon as you remove the debris tray, the robot base is going to tell you that you removed it. You heard that message that came up, and you can see some of the debris that's here. This is something that you'll have to clean often. It is not, I would say, yucky, it's my technical term, but there's still some stuff there that you have to remove. Now, as soon as you remove this, again, because this is, again, a super intelligent robot, you're going to notice that it's red, telling me, warning, something's wrong. And then you're going to see right there in the display, it's telling me that I removed that as well. So this has sensors everywhere that tell you every bit of what's going on with your robot. Now, as we take a look at the robot, there's a couple things going on here. You basically have these are all your controls to power it up, to connect to Wi-Fi. Now, we also have a dustbin here. This is always going to be empty. And as soon as you remove it, it tells you. So again, sensors everywhere, right? So here's our dustbin. It's empty. There's really not much that you have to do here because it really takes care of itself. It empties itself. It does have a filter inside of it that makes sure that you're not going to get, again, anything thrown in the air as it's doing its thing. And as soon as you put your dustbin, it knows that it's in. On the top of the robot, you do have two buttons, a home button and a start button or continue button. And I really haven't had to use these because the robot pretty much does what it needs to. But in the event that it does get lost or something happens, you can press the home button to make it go home. Now, on the bottom of the robot has the drop sensors, the location sensors. It has all the sensors that you would expect inside of the robot. You have this roller, and this roller is a continuous roller. Unlike other systems, what sets this aside is that this is always clean. So many of the robots that we have basically have rotating pads, or they basically have a vibrating pad, and that pad goes on your floor, and then what it does is it needs to come back to the docking station when it thinks it's dirty. It's like if you were using a mop, and then you basically are using it, and then you have to put it in water and clean it. Well, this, as it's doing your floor, it's cleaning itself. So this is going to be, in my opinion, one of the most clean solutions that you can have, because as that roller is rotating, it is cleaning at the same time because it has the water right here. So it has almost like a wiper system right here that's taking place, and it's actually cleaning that. And you can see kind of some of the debris that I have right here on the edge right here, not on the roller itself, but here in the corner that was picked up. So you have your tank that's going to do that. You then also over here have this roller, and this roller is a rubberized roller, so you don't have to worry about marring your floor, especially if you have hardwood floor. We have it, and this is important to me to keep it nice and shiny and scratch free. Now we're going to start a cleaning cycle, and a couple things are going to take place. You're going to see the ozone function taking place here, and you can see I don't have a full tank, but this is now activated, and you can see kind of like this bubbling effect that's taking place here. Now as it's doing this, the actual roller itself is being cleaned. Keep in mind that this roller is also dried, so this is something that the unit itself will dry for you. It's not going to be cool dried, but it's going to be heat dried, and that's really important because it's going to also deal with germs, bacteria. And in my experience, a dirty floor, or a floor that's cleaned with a smelly mop, turns into a smelly floor. And you can see how the ozone process is taking place, taking care of everything that's going on inside of the water as it's going to fill it. Now over here, as we take a look at what's going on over here, you can see the robot is waking up. It's actually, I can actually hear the roller is being cleaned. It's being wet as well. And the tank is also being full. Now, we have an obstacle course that we're going to take a look at, and you can see how fast it came out. It comes out really fast. I find that of all the robots I have, this one comes out the fastest when it comes to cleaning. So over here, I have this obstacle course. I have 3D printed dog poop. We have small dogs, so we have small poop. I have these cups laying here, and I'm also going to put some debris here in a couple seconds. And what you see also is that I have a cable that it's going to have to negotiate as well. So we're going to see how well it does. I'm also looking at how far do the whiskers go, because one of the things about whiskers is that while the robot may be able to see things, will it be able to, and notice how it did not see my 3D printed poop. It could have been too small for it. So that's one area that it didn't do well. It is cleaning and seeing all the other areas, which is important, but the poop may have been too small for it to be able to detect. Rest assured that that's 3D printed poop, so there's no problem with that at all. Now, you'll notice everything else is going well, so it sees the cups, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the poop because it may be dragging it underneath. So I went ahead and I removed the 3D printed poop as I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just dragging it on the floor. You do see the cleaning. You can see the water that it's leaving on the floor, and it's doing a real nice even spray of water, but it's also picking up all of my coffee grounds, which is also really important. You also notice that as it's seeing other objects, that those objects, it's making its way around it, and it's also doing it in a way where the whiskers are not touching it. And I think that's pretty cool, because in many cases I see robots where the whiskers themselves touch the actual products that you're trying to avoid and still move them, and then that confuses the robot. Now it sees the cable, identified the cable pretty well, and it's avoiding it. And you can see that all the debris is being picked up. The other thing that I look for is, as it's cleaning the floor, is it over depositing too much water? Is it under depositing water? And is it going to leave spots on the floor? In this case, you notice that it is completely avoiding the cable, which is important. And we still have a little part all the way, you guys can see, let's see if I can get my hand right over there, that it hasn't made its way to. So we're going to see if it actually takes care of that and picks up the dirt that we have there. We also have some dirt in the middle of the cups, and oh, there it goes, right in the middle. It got that really good. And you'll notice again, it did not touch the cups or the cable. So far, this is really good. Now, I'm not too concerned about the 3D printed poop test, because most cases, firmware, as they update the firmware takes care of things. Here you'll notice that the butt of the robot did touch the cup. And I could expect that, so far this is doing really well, and I expect that it's just going to do even better as we get more firmware. Notice how well it stops right there. It's working its way through it. And so far it's picked up everything. We just have that corner in the back that it needs to be able to make it to. The other thing is the sound. The sound of this robot, it's not terribly loud. It is very, I would say, manageable in a home. So you don't have to worry about, it being extremely loud. You'll notice there it's just stopped. I'm going to tilt a little bit over to the side so you can see. It saw the tip of my cable and it avoided it completely. And that is spot on. Let's see how it does right there. Going through. That is that is really, really tight. Look at that. Ah, okay, it touched it. I'm gonna let it get away with that because that was really, really close. Really, really close, right? And there it goes. It got everything done. So I give this, even though it failed the micro poop that I did, I still give it an A. It did really well. Now it's going to go into the docking station, and you can see it right there. I'm going to tilt over to the side. It's going to upload it, not upload, but it's going to empty itself out. It's going to clean itself, and it's going to get ready for the next cleaning cycle. So far, this did really well. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.